actually all about education, or is it actually about practically having the right mindset and the right approach in building the right tools in the arsenal, if you like?
Well, it depends on mindsets of people. I'll give you an example that quite a few years back, there's a guy that I'd met when I was doing a landlord and tenant survey. He was unemployed at the time. And a couple of months later, I met him in another property in the local authority, plumbing in a kitchen sink and doing other bits and pieces. He absolutely had no training whatsoever, but I will give it to him that he did have a Reader's Digest manual that he was following. So I would say that he had the mindset to get it right rather than trying to make it up as he went along. And so you've got to actually get a mindset into people is, if you don't know, find out, research, go and read, go and ask other people. You know, don't simply hide away and think, well, I'll just bodge my way through this and it will be somebody else's problem to sort out, which I find far too often in properties that I survey. So it's a mindset of being able to think. That's the first thing that needs to be taught of all pupils and all people, how to think for yourself, how to question, how to not simply accept what it says on the back of a tin, but actually go to have a look at what it actually says in the test reports or how you should actually apply it, etc. Go into more depth, and the fact that you never stop learning. I'm all the time learning, you know, but it's coming in now with the modern methods of construction that I'm coming across stuff that I have never seen ever before, and there's nothing out there for me to find out how it should have been done, how it should be put together, how it should be maintained. We were talking earlier, it was mentioned earlier, about timber buildings. Well, we've got one high-rise one in Murray Grove in Hackney. It's a CLT building. Stack of cards, you could almost say like Ronan Point, apart from they're stacked slightly separate, differently. And I went to the architect and said, what happens when you've got dry rot in this timber building? How do I repair it? What happens when there's been a fire in that room? How do I repair it? How do I get those timbers out without having to demolish the whole of the building down to that level to replace the CLT panels? Answer they can, none. The architect who's designing it doesn't know how to repair the building. And so even we've got loads of training coming along for people who are going to be working on these buildings, there's no manual as to how to maintain a CLT building. There's nothing there. And so it's not just the training of the people who's going to be doing the jobs at the end of how to do it, but somebody's actually higher up has got to work out how to do it and then to teach them. And it's this teaching thing. People aren't thinking of the consequences of what they're doing right at stage one. And if they did, the training would be easier.